So picture this. Prince Harry, the runaway royal, the guy who traded castles for California sun, is suddenly back in the UK. But wait, it's not just him stepping off that plane. Oh no, he might have actually brought the kids with him. Both of them, Archie and Lilibet. And let me tell you, this isn't some spur-of-the-moment trip or family photo opportunity. Nope, this feels calculated, carefully plotted, like a chess move made months ago while Meghan was still busy chasing headlines. And here's the kicker. Meghan Markle, the very woman who orchestrated one of the most explosive royal exits of our time, now seems to have lost all her leverage. The roles have flipped overnight. Harry's moving quietly, strategically, and guess what? He has the full backing of the very palace he once turned his back on. Suddenly, Meghan looks like she's been pushed to the sidelines. And she doesn't like sidelines. She's always been the spotlight girl. But right now, silent. Nowhere to be found. Get this. Sources claim King Charles's own press office was involved in private talks with Harry as far back as July. And let's be honest, that's not the kind of information that just accidentally slips out? No way. The palace wanted people to know Harry was reconnecting. This wasn't just emotional, this was physical, strategic, and back on British soil. Harry is reclaiming something he lost the day he boarded that jet to California. His legacy, his identity, and maybe, just maybe, his children. Let's not forget, when Harry left, he didn't just lose Buckingham Palace. He lost the safety net, the controlled press, the royal machine that once polished his image and made him the cheeky prince loved worldwide. Fast forward to today. What does he have? A fragile brand hanging by a thread, endless drama, Hollywood doors slamming shut, and Meghan accused of leaking the kid's school location to the paparazzi. That might have been the last straw. People are whispering that Harry's reached his breaking point. Behind the scenes, he's frustrated, desperate even. Imagine being raised in a system where every move, every headline, every camera angle was managed for you, and then suddenly, it's gone. He's powerless now. Meghan's chasing the spotlight while he's begging for privacy. Invictus, his proudest project, is wobbling. Staff are quitting, money's tight, and now his children are right in the middle of the chaos. That powerlessness eats him alive. And here's where it gets spicy. Reports are flying that Harry's ready to take the kids back to the UK. Yes, even without Meghan's consent. Think about that. From runaway husband to desperate father ready to fight for custody. Some say he's not just escaping a toxic marriage, he's trying to save his kids. Because let's be real, the way people describe Meghan's parenting, it doesn't sound pretty. The kids' looks changing between photos, mismatched clothes, messy hair, while Meghan's styled to perfection every single time. People are starting to ask the questions out loud. Are those kids treated like props instead of human beings? And let's not ignore the legal landmine. California law says those kids are residents there. If Harry really did take them without permission, that's trouble. But if this trip was cloaked as a vacation with just enough legal wiggle room, then suddenly Harry's holding all the cards and Meghan powerless for once. But here's what really has everyone gasping. It's Meghan's silence. Normally, if Harry so much as breathes funny, her PR machine kicks into overdrive. Instagram posts, anonymous sources, leaks to the tabloids, always a counter narrative. But this time, nothing. No photos, no leaks, no statements, radio silence. And that silence is louder than any headline. Did she underestimate Harry? Did she think he'd always be the one trailing behind, the passive prince, the man living in her shadow? Because right now, it looks like Harry is done being dragged, done being embarrassed, and done being forgotten. See, Meghan's always been the master of the PR game. Every photo, every interview, every carefully crafted line, she played it like a Hollywood script. But lately, the cracks are showing. Just look at the bizarre timing of those paparazzi shots of Archie playing soccer, 3 hours away from Montecito no less. Almost like she wanted to scream, "See, the kids are fine, they're with me." But instead of reassuring anyone, it did the opposite. It made people suspicious. Who leaks their own child's school location? Especially when you're supposedly obsessed with privacy. That move put not just Archie at risk, but every single kid at that school. And for what? A photo op? A narrative boost? Critics are saying it's desperation. Pure and simple. Meghan knows that if she loses grip on those kids, even temporarily, her entire image collapses. That carefully polished persona of the misunderstood, protective mother shielding her little ones from the cruel monarchy? Gone. The illusion crumbles. And Harry, oh Harry, he's watching it all unfold and realizing maybe the palace wasn't the enemy after all. Behind closed doors, whispers say Harry's been reaching out for help from the very machine he once turned against. Yep, the palace PR handlers, the people who turned him into the golden boy of the royal family, the ones who knew how to spin every scandal into cheeky charm. He wants them back, he wants them cleaning up this mess. Because right now, his image is shredded. He's either painted as a runaway dad or a weak husband. Neither sits well with him. So why would the palace step in? Meghan. Why now? Insiders claim Charles might actually want his son back in the fold, at least partly. It's not about forgiveness, it's about bloodlines. Because love them or hate them, Archie and Lilibet are royals by birth, and the crown doesn't forget its blood. If there's even the faintest whisper of risk to their well-being, the palace may feel compelled to act. And here's where it gets even juicier. Rumors of legal loopholes. Yes, Meghan gave birth to both kids in the US, but under certain international family law conditions, Harry might have a case to argue for UK residency without Meghan's say-so. Imagine that. One court approval and suddenly Meghan's control shatters. If she tries to block him publicly, oh, the skeletons that could tumble out, leaked recordings, secret files, old grudges, things she's fought to keep hidden. But in a legal battle, that kind of leverage could backfire spectacularly. At the center of all this is Harry, a man who once rubbed shoulders with world leaders, now reduced to podcast deals, awkward red carpet appearances, and the never-ending drama of Sussex versus Palace. For someone who grew up with the world watching his every move, this fall from grace must sting like hell. And if the only way to claw back even a shred of dignity is to fight for his children, then fight he will. And make no mistake, this isn't just about Harry and Meghan anymore. This is about who the children belong to. The courts, the palace, the public opinion, every angle is a battlefield. And the royal family, they're experts at protecting lineage. Always have been, always will be. But the difference this time is that the battle isn't in back rooms or behind palace gates. It's playing out on the world stage with cameras rolling and headlines screaming. Now the whispers are turning into shouts. Harry might be planning to bring the kids back permanently, not just a vacation, not just a visit, a full relocation. And suddenly people are asking, what will Meghan do? Will she fight tooth and nail, or is she out of options? Because let's face it, her power is slipping. Hollywood's moved on. The Netflix deal fizzled. Spotify's done. The glamorous narrative of the silenced duchess standing against a cruel monarchy, that story doesn't sell anymore. And now, if Harry pulls off this move, even part-time custody in the UK, it could be game over for her influence. In Montecito, in Hollywood, and across the pond. Legal experts are already circling the story, pointing out how tough California's courts are. Harry would need more than royal blood. He'd need evidence, proof. And Meghan's past mistakes, leaking school details, strange photo inconsistencies, calculated PR stunts, those could turn into red flags in a custody battle. What seems like minor celebrity drama could look like dangerous instability to a judge. And let's not forget, the image war. Meghan has always sold herself as silenced, mistreated, misunderstood. But lately, she's looking more manipulative than victim. If Harry frames himself as the desperate dad, the one shielding his children from chaos, that image wins, hands down. The same public that once thought Meghan was a modern-day Diana is now starting to whisper, was she just another Hollywood climber who married into royalty for the brand? And the shift in that narrative could destroy everything she's worked for. Now here's where it gets even messier. Buckingham Palace is quiet, too quiet. Don't let the silence fool you. That's not passivity, that's strategy. Insiders say every headline, every whisper, every paparazzi shot is being clipped and filed. The palace is watching like hawks. Because if Harry succeeds in even partly pulling Archie and Lilibet back into the royal fold, it changes the game completely. Suddenly those kids aren't just California babies with vague royal titles. They're active heirs with proximity to the throne. That's not just symbolism, that's succession, that's PR dynamite. That shifts the entire royal equation. Legal experts are already buzzing. California family courts don't just hand over custody because you're a prince. Harry would need proof, solid proof, that the kids aren't safe or stable. But Meghan's recent behavior might come back to haunt her. Public leaks of school details, check inconsistent appearances of the kids, check a reputation for using the press strategically, even recklessly. Double check. What might look like minor PR stunts to the public could look like red flags to a judge. And judges don't play around when it comes to children. And then there's the bigger picture, the court of public opinion. Meghan's entire brand has leaned on sympathy. She's silenced, she's mistreated, she's the underdog fighting a cruel system. But what happens if Harry flips the script? What if he becomes the father protecting his kids from a fame-hungry mother, more focused on cameras than childhood? That's a narrative shift she can't afford. And the whispers are growing louder. People who once compared her to Diana are now questioning if she's just another climber. Another Hollywood figure who thought marrying into royalty would guarantee her crown forever. The glow is fading, the sympathy is thinning, and Harry's story, desperate dad fighting for his children, suddenly looks more compelling. The stage is set and the world is watching. And as insiders keep saying, this isn't a whim, this isn't a tantrum. Harry looks determined. Whether it's out of desperation, love, revenge, or redemption, he's making his move. And Meghan, for the first time since this saga began, she might not have the playbook to stop him.